Good morning. I am Tessa-Marie. Welcome to the Morning Blessings. Here you are. It is a beautiful Thursday morning, 7:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good morning, Sue. How are you feeling this morning? Today we have an amazing topic all about what nature is giving to us. So, how is the weather where you are? It's warm today. Therefore, I'm in my spring. I'm starting to drag spring in, whether spring is wanting to come or not. Yes, good morning, Sue. Rain, snow, and now it's spring. And we do need the showers so we can have flowers. But it will work out. I know it will. Oh, Sue, Stacy is entertaining some moms this morning, so she won't be with us. That was her message to me. And Cole and Cloudy, what state are you in, or what city are you in, Sue? Hello, Angie. How are you feeling this morning? It's 8 a.m. Sometimes it's hi, Betty. How are you feeling this morning? You guys can always say where you're watching from, because it's really nice to know where you're meeting people and where people are coming to watch us. So if you know, just put your state where you are. I know Betty's in Toronto because we work together at the bank. You're in Michigan, just across the river. Oh, that's nice. Just across the bridge. We go to, is it Windsor? Yeah, and then we can go to Michigan. Oh, that's nice. South Haven, Michigan. I went to Michigan a long time ago to listen to Tracy Chapman sing. It was beautiful. Oh, you're in Indiana, like Stacy. Oh, that is so nice. Good morning, Nancy. I got your message after the live. I was on Instagram. I told you guys the reason why I wanted to do that live at 1 p.m. yesterday was because this friend of mine was really concerned about the price of orange juice. And she talked about it, and I said, okay. Do you drink orange juice? She doesn't, but she was just listening to the news. And actually, I took what she said and I thought of you when you were in Florida, and I said, okay, this needs to be attended to. So I did a live. I enjoyed it. I don't even know how long it was. We had quite a crowd come in. Hi, Colleen. How are you feeling this morning? So it was a really lovely live. And it was stimulating because what I spoke about, you guys can check it if you didn't make it to the live, was what I taught when I first started my journey in the bank. When I started doing this stuff in 2000, and I noticed people were just really daily spending money. So that was where it all started. It was, I know you would, but it was really, I enjoyed it. And Betty was there and she said she loved it. I think Sue, I don't know if Sue came, and Angie. And it was really, today, the flyers are out, right? So you go to the stores to shop the flyers. And the idea was, before you do that, you have two things to do. Make an inventory of everything you have in the freezer, everything in the pantry, everything in the bathroom cabinet, before you go shopping for more things to add to them. Many times, I remember when people came for financial planning, counseling stuff with me, I would ask them to make a list, and they would come bashfully laughing. One lady actually said, I've got so many different parts of chickens in my freezer. All I need is a way to get them to become a live chicken and lay eggs. And she didn't know. She kept buying and piling it on top of each other. And then, of course, and the pantry, the canned goods, so that was what it was about. So and realizing that if you show up at the supermarket without your shopping list or knowing exactly what you need to buy, it's like going to war and you left your gun at home. Because they're out to get you. That's their job. They're not greedy. They're running a business. And we have to run our household finance like a business. We have to know when to shop. So the next week I will do one about the credit cards and when is the best time to use your credit card so you have the longer period to pay before the bill shows up. Because there is a time to shop. It's not just, I want this, buy this. You have to prepare to shop intelligently so you do not pay interest. It's so simple, yet it's not known of. So anyway, that's not our topic for today. Our topic for today is this. nature's lessons. Nature's lessons. Nature teaches us. Good morning, Rosalind. How to be every day. How are you feeling this morning? The thing about Rosalind was on, and she came on and spoke, and she was fighting with the man in the supermarket in a funny way. Last time I came, the price wasn't this, so now it keeps changing. It was really funny. But anyway, so here we are. It is nature's lesson. The thing about nature is that it teaches us how to behave. It teaches us how to live our life. But we ignore nature. But nature has been around, and nature is lasting a lot longer than all of us. So if nature is like this, then why aren't we learning from this amazing thing? Tell me. Because we are not in tune. We are never in silence. We are never in stillness. We are never just observing without opinion forming. We are not in control of the mind that we have. We allow it to gallop at any pace while we're staring into nothingness or speaking without thinking. You know that person that calls you and just starts the conversation, and you're wondering, hey, I'm not a chalkboard. I'm not a receiver. Or maybe you are not, but you just take it. I have a friend who did this once. You guys knew Kylie and Vanessa, while waiting for their place, was here with me for a while. So Kylie would come, and this friend calls, and I would just put her on speaker. Good morning, Dawn. How are you feeling this morning? So I put my friend on speaker, and she would be talking. So Kylie was getting to be a girl. So she grabbed the phone from myself, and she stuck it to her ear, and she's listening. I can hear her because it's on speakerphone. And then all of a sudden, I heard Kylie going, Hi, oh, Ellen, I wanted to talk to you. Thank you for coming. I'll send you a message. And I realized Kylie had heard me before from when she was talking. So Kylie's going, she's leaning, she's crossed her legs, she's leaning on me, she's not putting the phone down. And my friend is just talking and talking and talking. And then her mother comes and she said, why is it so quiet in here? And she heard my friend's voice and from Kylie. Eventually, I took the phone from Kylie. I looked at the poor thing. She's really light. Her ears was red as a tomato. And she didn't say anything, and she walked away. And my friend, I said, I have to go, because I was dying with laughter. She spoke for all that time, and a 4-year-old is going, and it never occurred to her it wasn't me. That wasn't my experience. And I did that just to prove a point. You do not hear me, do you? So we have that. But for us to understand that, we too have to begin to hear ourselves. We too have to begin to observe what nature says. We too have to learn to be consistent when we take up a challenge. We too have to know it's not always all about us. In 2019, I told that friend, listen to me. In January when she called, listen. If you call, I have given you 600 months of my time. And I do not have another 600 months to give you. So therefore, if you are going to talk about the same thing, the rotten husband, the children not bending to your whims and fancies as adults, I'm going to hang up. And she said, 600 months? What is 600 months? I said, I got to know you in 1969. This is 2019. Do the math. Silence. And then, oh my God. I said, no, it's not. God has nothing to do with that. It's just you. You have free will. Choose. Because it's the same thing and expecting a different result. And I said, you're on borderline crazy. So choose. The next time she did it, I just hung up. I just hung up. She called back, you hung up on me. I said, I told you, I promised you that. It was a guarantee. So now when she calls, she says, oh, how are you doing? But that is all I get. Before I could say how I'm doing, she's gone on her own story. You think I can change that? It's an old dog. I cannot teach that dog new tricks. I cannot even teach that dog to honor a friendship that has lasted for so long by letting me have my say. Or when you call me, do not go dialing somebody else or answering a text. It doesn't work. But do you know that those lessons are in nature? Nature teaches us how to be every day. The thing about us is that we do not be. We do not choose to be in nature. We do not choose to be in the moment. We do not choose to be now. We do not choose to be in observation. We do not choose to listen. Someone is talking and we talk over them. So we are not listening. Sometimes some of us are so sure that we have the answer to everything that while the person is telling us or speaking or asking a question, we already are way down answer lane and we are interrupting and telling them and answering the question. But again, nature has taught us. Christianity has taught us. All these other religions teaches us the same. He who answers before hearing the whole thing, the scripture said, is a fool. Really? Would you like to be considered a fool? No, but you act like one because you're not stopping in the moment. We are all guilty of this, each one of us. We can choose to change that behavior and understand that we need to pause and observe nature. So let us look at one magnificent thing that happens in nature. So there's a confrontation between a rock and water. And they said, water always wins. Why would water win when there is a big rock in its way? Because water goes out of its way to find a way. Water is consistent. It is the consistency of the water that moves the rock. It's not because water gets bigger than the rock. It is the consistency of the water that wears down the sharp edges of a rock and makes it so nice and smooth. It is. This is a piece of driftwood found at the lake many years ago. It is smooth now. It has a hole. It's different. But it's from a tree. It's a branch that broke off. It's a piece that broke off. Yet it's smooth. Hello, cousin. How are you? I kept thinking of you. How are you feeling after your surgery? And I'll call you and talk to you. And it's smooth. It has ridges and crevices. It wasn't like that. But the water wore it down and it came up at the lake. And I was at the lake as usual and I picked it up. So what I'm saying is that consistency is the key that nature teaches us how to be. How to be. You have a plan. You have a dream. You have this big audacious thing you want to be. And you are not ready yet to let it go. But because it seems insurmountable, you stop. And you know why, if Ellen is still there, I miss seeing you doing your lives. And I've been saying, I need to call her and ask her, what's going on, Ellen? Why aren't you doing it? And here you are. Hi, Fallon. Hi, Yuko. Hi, Marina. Good morning. How are you guys feeling this morning? And Ellen showed up today. But it's a few weeks now I have had her on my mind, and I'm saying, I need to get in touch with her and say, hey, I'm not seeing you doing your thing. You do such an amazing job at doing this. Bringing out authors and people who have done things, and I haven't seen you. So I wanted to say, what's going on? And today, when I'm talking about consistency, Ellen shows up. There are no, what you call that? You know what the word I'm looking for. Everything that happens is supposed to happen. You do something, and when you're doing it, there are times when you're going to get up in the morning, it is just not working. The body, the mind, the amount of people that comes to watch you starts going down, and people are not coming. But you have a hunger to satisfy. You have a need that is inside of you. Water does not stop when the rock gets sand in its way. So that rock might be, in Ellen's case, I'm not seeing her. I saw all the time. I look at night, I see her here and there, but that wasn't her consistency. So I missed her. I don't spend a lot of time watching, but I do watch, I do look, and I do pay attention to what is going on with her, because she's my friend. But then she's not there. So that is Ellen though. What about you? What it is you have to do that you are frustrated because the rock seems insurmountable? What it is? The person that is in your life you do not get along with, but you need to be there. You have to be as fluid as water. It's because water is fluid that it moves the rock. It turns, it smooths, and water, by the way, does get angry. Are you better than water? That you cannot stop and say, this is it. We need to balance this out to whatever is the obstacle or the challenge you're facing. Sometimes our challenge are personalities. Sometimes they're actual a challenge. Every time, I don't care what anybody says, but I know for sure that when I say to God in the morning, let's go give the world 110% of what we have to offer today, when I'm leaving my bedroom after doing 30 minutes of exercises, I step into, I say, okay, Father God, it's you and I. Let's go give them 110%. I don't do this alone. I get guided, and I really believe I am worthy of getting guidance from God and my angels. There's nothing wrong with me. That's how I was made. This morning, when I got here, I said, I didn't even look at the weather or the news this morning, so I turned it on. And what I saw was consistency. An 88-year-old fragile man from one of the eastern provinces, not in Ontario, is in a wheelchair. But he was a skier since he was a teenager. Do you know what he did? Because he still wanted to enjoy the outdoors. He attached, goddamn, I don't know what he did, he attached skis to his wheelchair. So he uses the thing and he's skiing on a trail. What is that, people? That's consistency. Why did I see that today? Because I needed to tell somebody out there, sometime later, 100 years when I'm gone, consistency is key. You are not doing it for somebody, and if you are so good and so believe I'm doing it for the world, no, you're doing it because you figure you have something you want to say it. You have something you want to do it. This man is 88 years old and using his walker, but he's skiing. The skis are in the middle of the walker thing, right? And he's going. And the other people And there was a woman on a bicycle that's 67 on the snow, they're on the trail. And there people are saying, he's inspiring me to do something. It's his consistency that is encouraging others to be. But who is our teacher? Who is the best teacher that we can have? Who is the best teacher that's there for us? We want to fix others. We want to tell them, you're not pretty enough. We want to take a knife and sculpt. And some of us are so stupid, we believe that if we pay $400, we talked about that yesterday, for a jar of cream, we are going to have a beautiful face like these actresses that are paying for millions of dollars to do that. Then they're smarter than us. So we fail to plan financially. And now, of course, we can fail, because if you fail to plan, you really did plan to fail. So we have Tom Selleck and all of these other actors and skiers and say, your house is for you to use. Get a cheap mortgage, get that cash and live the life. That's what your house is for. They forget to tell you that if you take all that money from your house for the next 10, 15 years, interest is compounded. And when you're dead, that has to be paid. And sometimes there's nothing left. But that's what we accept. But nature told us to do it slowly. Build slowly. Nature teaches lessons. You want to be beautiful. I dare you in the spring, with all my rose bushes I will take one rose from a hybrid and I'll put the petals, all 32 petals, all there. And I promise you, no two petals will be the same. Lesson of nature. Telling us that I cannot be you and you cannot be me. I talked to Betty yesterday and we talked about something, and I said to her, people are always sending me notes about, oh, you're the next Oprah. No, I'm not. I most certainly, definitely do not want to be her. I can't. I cannot have endured what she endured as a child. Her mother was renting from a woman who didn't want dark-skinned children in the house. She slept on the porch where her light-skinned siblings were in with the mother in that house, according to her. And then she was raped by family. And for me to be her, I have to go through this. So I'm not her. I'll never be her. And she can never be me. So there you go. But if you watch nature, you look at squirrels, they're different. They're the same shape, but they have the different sizes. Nature teaches us to look around us and get the lessons. Nature says, if you're going to build a nest, watch the birds, one tiny straw at a time. When the birds go to feed the doves that are always around my property, I cannot even put hanging plants in the garden anymore because the doves know where they are and they sit and they have their nest. I can't water it. I can't do anything to it. But if you watch, it's one worm, just one worm at a time. Just one tiny twig at a time. The raccoons, their nests are way up there. The squirrels are way up there. They all do the same. So consistency is watching what water does. Doves, oh yeah, and they come back year after year, and they coo, and they coo. And this is Kylie, what is that cooing? And I had to take her, that's the cooing, bring her to the nest to see it. So what I'm asking you to do, whatever it is that you have decided you need to conquer, do not let it fear frighten you. and keep yourself from doing it. That doesn't mean you're going to do it constantly without breathing. But even if you sat and you thought of it today, and you dissect it today, and you wrote about it today, and then tomorrow you take an action. The thing, good morning Azim, how is life in India? And tomorrow you take an action on it. That is the consistency of nature. Nature teaches us how to be, how to live our life. You want to lose weight, you need to be consistent at doing the same things. You want a garden to grow, you cannot just plant the flowers and walk away. I know all about that. This thing has been going on for over 50 years of planting flowers and keeping this garden going in different shapes and different types of things. I never gave up. So now I have a mature garden that just requires me to show up and enjoy. But if the consistency is, if I see a weed, I'm going to pull it. If I see something that's being eaten by a bug, I'm going to use some soap water and spray it. Consistency is what gives you success. The naysayers will say, you're not getting there, jump off the train. And where are you going? When you leave that train that you're on towards your success, because somebody tells you that you're not getting there fast enough, you might break your leg jumping off. Oh, that train is too slow. I need the fastest train. Where is it coming from? Who's going to give it to you? So we have to understand that the confrontation between rock and water, water always wins. Water will smooth it out of its way. Water will go underneath it. Water wouldn't stop. And we have that lesson, but it's a lesson of nature. It's not a lesson from a textbook. It's a lesson from nature. Consistency in what you desire is where you have to go. Many people tell me they are not disciplined. But when they make a decision, it is so rash that you wonder, really? Honestly? And somebody said to me, I was wasting so much time on social media, so much time on YouTube. I was just, I just don't go on social media. I don't go on YouTube. And that person calls me later and says, I called you at 8, you didn't answer your phone. And I said, you really did that, didn't you? Don't you know where I am at 8? They couldn't answer because they became pious. They decided that social media was leading them down a rabbit hole. Where is our discipline? Anything we take too much of will harm us. From social media, to a cigarette, to a whole bag of chips, to this, to that, to alcohol, to just regular food. Right? So we have to learn to limit it. Nature changes. Nature changes itself. You look at the sky in the morning. Today it had a pink hue at 4:30 this morning where I was standing. It was pinkish. No clouds, pinkish gray sky. A breeze, trees without leaves. Not one single animal on the ground. The weather is bad. A tornado is coming. A hurricane is coming. In 2004, when that tsunami hit, was it Japan or wherever it was in the east, they said what they noticed was all the animals were running to the hills. Hey people, nature is telling you, the birds, you see them when a storm is coming. You don't see one of them. The day we had that big eclipse, it was eerie. It was eerie. We were outside with glasses to look at it. But there wasn't one animal in the yard. It was summer. Yet there was Japan, thank you. and Sri Lanka, thanks. There were no animals running around my yard, and I live in a forest. They all went to hide. So nature is there. They are our teacher. The squirrels and the chipmunks and everybody else burrows in the fall and hides their food for the winter. The bees. But the human just say, I'm going to eat it all. I'm going to use all my money. Life is short. But you don't know how short your life is. And then when you fail to plan, because although nature told you that you must accumulate one nut here and one nut here, $1 here and 6 cents here, but you don't do it because you see, life is short. You see, I don't need a lesson from nature. I don't need to watch these animals collect things and put it aside. No, I don't. Nature does what? Right? So I was talking to somebody yesterday, or last Friday actually, and the person said to me, I've been self-employed all my life, and I never paid any money towards Social Security or Canada Pension Plan or social, I didn't, because I was self-employed, I didn't pay it. And I am turning 70 this year in June. I have no Social Security. And that is why I need to get from everybody. I am the one that never left. I am the one that wasn't consistent. I am the one that didn't do it, and I know that. And I said to him, so because of your choices, because you failed to plan, somebody has to do it for you. Somebody needs to take care of you. I didn't get an answer. I said, I see. I said, everybody has to observe nature. The bees comes to the flowers and they take it back to the hive. Everything. But we ignore nature. We go through life like we are invincible. And the saying says, no man is an island. And we just do not plan. We fail to plan. We're not consistent. We do not do this. We do not brush our teeth. They fall off. Oh, and it goes on and it goes on. Nature teaches us lessons. So how are you feeling today? I know you guys were talking Fallon, Marina. This is why the world is upside down. We have disconnect from nature. You think, Marina? We do not look at nature at all. Japan and Sri Lanka, thank you. Doves, wow, yeah, I do, yes. That's why I never do. They begged me to not do. Okay, I get that, Ellen. I already feel lighter watching this morning. Hi, Fallon, thank you. I miss you as well. I watch your replays. You are so refreshing. Thank you, Ellen. I have a show today on autism. Thank you for asking. I will look for that. Hi, Yuko. Good morning, wonderful people. I have evening shows and I will be doing some Lunar Vibes schedule talk. Feeling wonderful. Morning, everybody. Good morning. And from Marina and Ezra, I need to chat to see how you're doing. My sister said, I feel all right, I guess, just feeling to groove myself. To groom or groove? You're in a groove. Enjoy your groove. Good morning. Doing well, Ellen is saying, and I'm glad you joined. I really am. Roslyn is there, and Nancy, all this wonderful calling. So guys, what did you get from today? Roslyn, Sue, Nancy, Betty, Yuko, Ezra, Marina, Dawn, Angie. Angie is, Sue is South Michigan, and Angie is in Indiana. So it's nice sometimes to tell us. I know Ellen, I do forgot where Ellen is, but I should know. I had the address once. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. At noon today, I will be on YouTube, and I'll be talking about love of some sort, whether it's to love you or love somebody you love or realize you have this person in your life. It's not time to ignore them. Love them a little bit more. Keep the love fire going. What to do to love yourself. I don't know. I will see where the Spirit leads me today. So have fun. And if you're able, please join me at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. I talk about personal love stuff on Thursdays. I am telling you, I have such a varied amount of topics. And so next week will be normal, except Wednesday I'll do that other show on credit cards, because that's what's trending now for the world. We need to watch our money. And today I will do this. And, let's see where it goes. So have a wonderful morning and take care of yourself. And if I am blessed to see a few of you at lunch today, I look forward to that. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, then subscribe and take a look to see what you like and what you can share with somebody else. Have a great day. I'm happy and grateful to have had you come in here this morning. And I'm so humbled by your words and what you say, like when Fallon says things like that. And I came here I feel lighter. It's such a nice feeling to tell me that. And Nancy says, I needed to hear. When people talk about that and they say they needed to hear that, that makes me feel amazing. Thank you, everybody. And Angela and Sue, thank you. And have a great and good day, Angie said. Thank you. Arigato. Have a wonderful morning. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.